If you're watching this video, chances are that you do feel as though your English is good enough and that you do like to get better. After all, who wouldn't want to speak another language fluently? If you do and have a natural ability for languages or think that it just isn't possible for you to become fluent in English in a short space of time, however, with the right attitude and techniques, anyone can learn a foreign language. Read on to discover how you can do so in just 3 months. Obviously, this article is not for beginners. Learning a new language is challenging, and it may take some time before you feel comfortable speaking it. You will need a total of 700 hours to get from A2 to C1. And if you spend an average of 8 hours a day, you will need 87.5 days, which means that you can technically speak fluently within 3 months. Let's start with some good news. If you are committed to learning, it is possible to learn a language fluently in a short space of time. A strong grasp of pronunciation is essential for communicating effectively in English. Once you have a solid grasp of the basics, you'll be able to build on your knowledge and skills more easily. Second, you need to learn how to use common English words and phrases effectively. Should be exposed to English daily or hourly, if not more. Everything you consume, whether it be YouTube, gaming, blogs, or whatever, must be in English. So you can watch movies, series, TV shows, and anime. You can join a local community, meet people from all walks of life, and practice your English skills. All of this is a golden opportunity for you, so you must use it. However, if you are committed to reviewing what you have learned and committing to repetition, you will make progress. Among other things, this means reviewing what you have learned on a daily or weekly basis by revisiting your materials. This will help you to keep your language skills fresh in your mind, and it will make it easier for you to progress. It can be helpful to set some kind of goal for yourself, such as reviewing a certain number of minutes per day or reading a certain number of pages per week. The traditional way of learning a language is by taking classes, but this can be expensive and time-consuming. Fortunately, there are a number of free and effective ways to learn English online. It is critical to have the subtitle functioning so you can see what is being said, as well as knowing how a word is pronounced. One of the best ways to do this is to find a language partner who can help you practice your speaking skills. You can find a language partner online or in your local community. You can also practice by talking to yourself or recording yourself while speaking. This will help you to identify areas that you need to improve on. Next, you need to learn basic grammar rules and how to use them in real-life situations. It is often a matter of finding the right learning method for you and finding the time to practice what you have learned. If you follow the tips outlined in this article, you will be on your way to fluency in no time. Fluency doesn't happen overnight, but with hard work, dedication, and a little bit of patience, you can get there. Thanks for watching, and best of luck in your English learning journey. English is one of the most popular languages in the world, and for good reason. It's the official language of over 50 countries and is spoken by hundreds of millions of people. There are many different websites and apps that offer free English lessons. Some popular options include Memrise, Babbel, and Duolingo. Once you've found a learning resource that you like, you'll need to create an account and start learning. Most learning resources will begin with a placement test to assess your level of proficiency. This will help you to tailor the lessons to your needs. Whether you're learning English for travel, business, or personal enrichment, it can be a rewarding experience. This is easier said than done, but we have outlined some tips below that can help you get there. Learning a new language can be difficult, but it doesn't have to be impossible. Learning how to speak English fluently takes time and practice. In order to speak English fluently, you first need to nail the basics. You'll also learn how to pronounce words and phrases correctly. As you progress, you'll be able to move on to more advanced topics. Be patient with yourself and don't get discouraged if you make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes when they are learning a new language. Just keep practicing and you will eventually improve. While you don't want to stop reading and writing, it is important to practice speaking and connecting what you have learned to real-life scenarios. It is likely that you will feel nervous when you start speaking, but it is important not to let this hold you back. The more you speak, the more comfortable you will become. It can take time, but with practice, you will get there. There are lots of different ways to practice speaking, but you want to make sure that you are doing something that is both effective and enjoyable. Some examples include joining a language exchange platform, such as Tandem, which is an app that matches you with native speakers or other language learners, so you can communicate with them. Also, in Atlantis, which connects language learners with native or advanced speakers, is another good option. It allows users to join and or schedule personalized group calls based on their own interests. A 3-month plan to fluency. If you want to become fluent in English in 3 months, you're going to have to put in a little bit of work. But what exactly do you need to do? We've created a simple 4-step method to help you achieve fluency in just 3 months. These steps will help you to get a good foundation in the English language. And from there, you can take things as far as you'd like. First, you'll want to learn the basics. This includes things like getting to know the tenses. And learning the different parts of speech, you can do this by using a free online resource. Step 1. Nail the basics. You should learn the basics of the language before moving on to more advanced topics. First, you need to learn how to pronounce words correctly. While it may be tempting to try to learn as many words and phrases as possible, it's important to focus on the fundamentals. Step 2. Listening. You should listen and then speak in language learning, as the general rule states. Step 3. Practice speaking. Once you have a good grasp of the basics, it is time to start practicing. In addition, is a good choice if you would like to meet other English learners in your local area. Step 4. Review and commit to repetition. As we said, it takes time to learn a language. And you can't expect to become fluent in just 3 months. Here is a full article on the topic. How to learn English quickly. A simple guide if you want to learn English quickly. You're in the right place. The key to learning any language is to find a good learning method. The first step is to find a good learning resource. The next step is to start learning. Most learning resources will teach you the basics of English grammar and vocabulary. The final step is to practice what you have learned. Conclusion. Learning a new language can be challenging, but it can also be incredibly rewarding.